y'all, welcome to the channel. It's another video for the next coming up week from tomorrow, I guess. And yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, share, and put some like in it. And all right, it really helps. So let's get into it. Um, our first player for the week is gonna be USD, and I'm placing some very more aggressive bearish direction on this pair because it's very angry. Like it's very selling and it's very being aggressive. So as we can see, price broke the structure to the downside, and that successfully left this as our lower high and here down as our lower low. So we don't really expect price to break to the outside. So as we can see, price left this fresh unmitigated supply zone, and that's where price had reached. And as we get down to the weekly, I'm seeing some things, but the whole picture is at the daily. But as we can see here to the weekly, because we know that price is coming to the monthly supply, so we're really expecting the price to. We're really expecting to see some reversal. So the last unmitigated supply of the weekly is this one. That's why I just marked it, and that switched all the way down to the daily. And as we can see, that price had been creating high highs and high lows, high highs and high lows. But after price tapping at the monthly supply, we do really see that price came all the way down and broke the high low, which created the high line. So what we expecting right now, we expect to see we are expecting to see more continuation to the downside. Like despite just a correction, because as we know that after price breaking structure or after price breaking them lows, it usually starts the correction to yeah. So why we gonna be looking at now is this. Like first before going all the way up, I was looking at this supply here because this supply had created low, so this remained as a low high. So at this view, when price started selling, I was really expecting to see more downward pressure. At the same time, I had marked this as our high low that I was expecting to see. If price breaks to the downside and closes, this is gonna violate that these prices keep on selling. But price didn't do such thing. Price respected the high low. So price respected the high low. So the whole liquidity turns out, and this comes out to be as liquidities. Liquidities resting above. So price took them liquidities, and for price to keep on with the continuation is from the above supply because we see that price has FVGs. It's a supply that has FVGs. FVGs are resting in. So we expect to see more downward pressure. Let me delete this real quick. We expect to see more downward pressure on this zone here because it has some FVGs on it, and the whole picture is coming from the monthly and weekly and daily. So this entry is very high probability on. So when we get to the 4 hour, nothing really in common, but when we get to the 1 hour, and that entry I'm taking it from the 1 hour. So this is the 1 hour, and this is the last fresh and mitigated supply, and that's where my eyes are on to. I'm expecting to take my seller's continuation from there. Yeah, see, with only like 99.5 pips, it's enough for this entry. So I wait to see what price. I wait to see what price will do next week. But that's my view on USD. So it's like 300 pips. So it's like 300 pips, which is it's very massive. Let's wait for this entry. Let's get to another pair. I got eyes on Audi and Z too. We can see that price broke the structure, respected the FPGs, and pushed the price to break the structure. Also, price left the FPGs. This daily FPG which is resting now here, so I'm expecting to see more buying pressure. So 24 hour, I was waiting after price. First, I took this order block because it's it has it has a Fiji above on it. I mean, it's an orbit that created a Fiji too, so it's a very high old orbit to look into. So I wasn't at the market at the time the price tapped that tip, so I waited to see if price managed to break on the upper side this because this was the lower high that managed to create lower low. So we don't expect to see price breaking upside. If it breaks, then that is a change of character. So we're gonna expect to see some continuation after a pullback. So I'm expecting that pullback as we get to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, I didn't get any fresh order block. As you can see here, all of these order blocks had been tested already. None of it is fresh. None of it is unmitigated order block. So I dropped all the way down to the 30 minutes and I found this fresh, very fresh. Like niggas really struggled and look at this nigga. He tried but he barely touched it. So he's just like on liquidity right now, resting about. So I'll be waiting to see what price is gonna do. That's that's my entry on AUDNZD, and only 12.5 pips are really enough for this trade for my side. I mean, like, yeah. So this AUDNZD and my targets are only at the last structure, the last 1 hour structure. So I don't want to be greedy. I can target to the highs, but I find this very enough for me. So let's get to another pair. We have AUDJPY, yes, AUDJPY, AUDJPY. This trade is coming all the way from the weekly. On the weekly, I did see that price broke structure, so I was expecting price. I mean, first before expecting, I saw that price broke the structure, so I took this as my hollow that isn't supposed to be broken, and I took also this as my high. So on the daily, see on the daily, we see that price started the correction, but I didn't really, I didn't take this as a change of character, mainly shit, because on the weekly we see that you see that this price is in a very bullish move. See, it is in a bullish move. So on the daily, I was expecting to see. I marked this as an OB because it's a very fresh order block. As we can see, let me zoom it. We can see that nobody managed to tap it and reached onto it. This also has the past scenario. Also, this guy tried to, but he barely touched it. So he turned out to be as a liquidity. So yeah, so as I saw that price tapped at this fresh order block, I was expecting to see price to break to the outside so as I can take this by continuation. But unfortunately, price broke to the outside and kept on going like bruh. Take the good look, bruh. Just we didn't follow my scenarios. Like I was waiting to see if price breaks this coach, this lower high, and I was expecting to see if price breaks. I was expecting to see this continuation so I can say I can take this buy entry down here. But unfortunately, yeah, price did what best. So we have this for this week. So price left IVG. So what I'm waiting for actually this week, um, I'm waiting to see what price what price gonna really do after it reaches to this FVG. To this FVG. If price breaks to the downside, it won't be very afraid of, but what I'm really expecting, even if it happens that price breaks to the downside through this FVG, but at the end of the day, I really want to see the price closes above the midline of the fair value. If that happens, then any demand that will be left to the downside is gonna be my entry to take this by continuation. But let's say that in case that price breaks to the downside and closes below this 50 min line, like that, I'll really know that price isn't buying from this FVG. So I'll try looking for the last structures down here for my continuation. Alright, so that's my view. I have two views. First, I'm waiting to see if price respects this 50 mil line, then any break to the structure and any demand that will be left, that's gonna be my entry. But if in case it breaks down below the 50 mil line, then I really wait to see price testing these last structures down here. These are my two views that I have on AUDJPY. So let's get right into it. Cool. So here we have Audi. We have CADJPY. This price managed to create breakup structures. So that leaves this as our high and this as our high low. And we can see a price left two FVGs right here. But in this scenario, that's why I like telling my people that if you get to have two FVGs, you better trust the extreme FVG because this FVG up here, it let me show you. Let me show you something real quick. See this FVG out here, it's above 50. So it's basically an liquidity. So that's why I'm saying that you better trust the extreme one because it's under, and yeah, it's down the 50%. So let's get into price reached at the 50. So this is why I'm telling you that you better wait and see what price is gonna do after reaching to the midline of the Fiji. You see right here, I was waiting to see what price is gonna do after it reaches at this 50 midline. Like if it breaks like this one, it managed to break, but at the end of the week, price came in close to the upside. This is what I'm talking about. Like price can break, but at end of the day or end of the week or end of the month, price should close about the midline. Just like this scenario like here. So after after seeing price breaks above the 50 midline, that's really my confidence that this it's a reversal. So we have this as a low high on the daily, and this as a low low on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we have this as a low high and this as a low low. And price managed to break the lower line and change this to be a high high. So price came all the way down to test the last structures, not only structures, the inflation mitigated zones, which is really down. It's on the 30, if not 15 minutes, and that can really go down there right now. So yeah, right now, what we see here is we see that price. Shit. See that price broke. Fuck. Price broke, but really, I don't anticipate that that's a break of structure because if price breaks above this high, then I'll anticipate this as a break of structure. But right now, I don't really anticipate this. I can anticipate it as a sweep because none of it had been closed with a full candle body. All of this had been closed with wicks around it. So after I see price, after I see price close above and start coming down, then I look to any last structures down here for my continuation. This is my view on CADJPY. Really still bullish, as we can see from the from the one now. I can expect to see. I mean, not expect. I'll wait to see what price will do from this OBO here, because this was the last order block that managed to create a break of structure. So they tend to be very strong, and also a very good confluence is that we can see that price barely touched, tried but barely did try. So this stays as a liquidity, and I'll wait to see what price really do after it reaches on here. Like if it breaks it, then I'll find an entry on any demand that we left down there and target the daily low high, because right now we wait to see what price will do. We wait to see price breaking and closing above the low high for us knowing that it's a very long term buys. So that's my view. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and if you're new, if you enjoyed, you can comment